Hello, this is John, Practical Prepper Techer. 30 days, no grid connection, no solar panels, just natural gas and batteries. Here's exactly what happened, what worked, what it cost, and whether I'd do it again. Most backup power advice assumes the outage is short. It assumes you have sunshine for solar. It assumes gasoline is available. That's not how real outages work. This isn't about saving money on a utility bill. This is about resilience. The question I wanted to answer, can a hybrid natural gas and battery system realistically power a home while dramatically reducing dependence on the electrical grid? Not in theory, in practice, for 30 days straight. Here's the system from end to end, 6 components. Component 1, the natural gas line. Half-inch connection at the gas meter. This is the fuel source. The NG line already exists at the house. It doesn't degrade like gasoline. It doesn't run out like propane. In this test, I used strictly natural gas, never gasoline, never propane. The continuity matters. Component 2, the GenMax 12,000 XIT tri-fuel generator. On natural gas, output is approximately 7,200 running watts at 240 volts. I averaged about 6,000 watts for charging. The generator runs only to recharge the batteries. It does not power the house directly. Component 3, a 30 amp 240 volt cord from generator to power station. Every component in the chain has a limit. The cord, the inlet, the charger, the battery, all of them. The lowest limit controls the usable charging rate. Component 4, the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. 18,000 watts of inverter and battery. Input of 7,200 watts. Output of 7,200 watts at 240 volts. This is the brain. It stores energy, manages distribution, and runs silently. The generator creates the energy, the battery stores it, the inverter delivers it. Component 5, a 30 amp 240 volt connection from the power station to the interlock breaker panel. The interlock physically prevents the utility main and the backup input from being on simultaneously. That prevents backfeeding the grid, non-negotiable. Component 6, the home circuits. All circuits go through AC with a soft start, including a portable mini-split. No transfer switch required. The full breaker box stays live. That's the system. Natural gas to generator to cable to battery to cable to interlock to house. One residential microgrid. Here's what the daily rhythm looked like. The batteries carry the overnight load, silent, automatic. By approximately 8 a.m., the battery reaches its lower operating threshold. The generator starts, either manually or on a timed auto-start system, and runs for approximately 1.5 to 2 hours. During that window, it charges the batteries back to near full. The EcoFlow DPU receives up to 7,200 watts of charging input during this period. Then the generator shuts off. The batteries carry the house again. The generator does not run every time the refrigerator kicks on. It doesn't run every time a light switch flips. It runs in a controlled charging window while the batteries absorb the changing household loads. What I found that works is treating this like a miniature utility, not a backup system. The batteries provide clean, silent power. The generator becomes the fuel source. Together, they created a residential microgrid. Now the numbers. This is the final scorecard from 30 days of operation. Natural gas usage, 50 CCF cumulative, measured directly from the gas meter, not estimated. That's total consumption across all 4 weeks, including a heat wave in weeks 3 and 4. Natural gas cost, $124.46 for the full 30 days, at current rates in my area. Utility electricity used, 0.53 kilowatt hours. Total, that's half of 1 kilowatt hour over an entire month. Cost, about 11 cents. For all practical purposes, the house was completely disconnected from the grid. Generator runtime, approximately 2 hours per day. During mild weeks, 1.75 hours. During the heat wave, 2 hours. That's it. 2 hours of generator noise per day for 24 hours of normal household power. Now here's the comparison. My normal combined energy cost, electricity plus household natural gas, averaged $4.49 per day. Over 28 days, that's about $114.52. The hybrid natural gas strategy cost $124.57. The difference? About $10 additional over the entire 4 weeks. This isn't about saving money. For approximately $10 extra, I gained near total reduction in utility electricity usage, whole home backup power capability, heat wave performance validation, and continuous home operation regardless of the grid. To me, that is a valuable trade-off. The most important test didn't happen during mild weather. It happened during weeks 3 and 4. Temperatures climbed from 65 to 75 degrees in the first 2 weeks to 88 to 94 degrees in weeks 3 and 4. Humidity increased substantially. During week 4, I deliberately lowered the thermostat from 78 degrees to 76 degrees, just a 2-degree change, to see how the system would respond while outdoor temperatures sat between 88 and 94 degrees. That small 2-degree adjustment produced measurably higher cooling demand, increased battery discharge, and increased natural gas consumption. Yet generator runtime remained stable at approximately 2 hours per day. Nothing failed. The battery simply had to deliver more energy because the house needed more energy. The system performed exactly as designed. This distinction matters. A system can appear perfect when the weather is mild and the load is low. The real test, the only test that matters, is the worst reasonable operating condition. Can the inverter handle the startup load? Can the battery supply the continuous load? Can the generator replace the energy quickly enough? The answer to all 3 was yes. Let me give you the 5 lessons that actually mattered. Lesson 1. Measure real load before you buy anything. What I found that works is using a clamp meter on each circuit and writing down the actual numbers. The nameplate rating on an appliance is not what it draws. This is huge. Lesson 2. The weakest link controls the whole chain. My generator could produce 7,200 watts, but the 30-amp cord, the inlet, the charger, each one has a limit. The lowest number in the chain is the number you design around. Lesson 3. Battery capacity and inverter output are not the same problem. A battery that stores enough energy for 8 hours of refrigerator runtime still has to handle the startup surge. If the inverter can't handle the surge, the capacity doesn't matter. Lesson 4. Practice the startup sequence in the dark. I learned that lesson the hard way. You ever tried it? It's hard. When the power is out and it's dark and you're tired, you need a written checklist, not a mental one. Lesson 5. The system that works in real life is not the most powerful. It's the only one you can deploy correctly, quickly, and safely under stress. Energy independence isn't just about generation. It's all about energy management. One note on safety. The interlock, the grounding, the neutral configuration, these are not optional. Electrical work of this type should be reviewed and completed according to local requirements by qualified professionals. The interlock physically prevents backfeeding the grid. That protects linesmen. That is non-negotiable. Final verdict. For approximately $124 in natural gas and about 2 hours of generator runtime per day, I ran my entire house for 30 days with almost zero utility electricity. Not a simulation, not a theoretical calculation. A real test, and it worked. If you're building a backup system, measure first, size the battery for your actual load, add a generator for the charging window, and make natural gas your first fuel choice where it's available. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit subscribe and click the like button. And thanks, and have a great day.